Hi, my name is Julio. I'm a composer and sound designer, and in this video, I'm going to explain how I did the audio for Caloop, which is a math puzzle game developed by Bradley Jones, Ruben Gardiner, and me. To begin with the sound design, I recorded some gameplay footage inside Unity and created an asset list in Google Sheets. Then, I imported the video into Logic and started crafting sounds for the different events by using my sample libraries, creating synth patches from scratch, and recording different desk objects like pens and notebooks. For example, to create the Foley for the Intimate logo intro in the menu, I grabbed a really old memory card game that I used to play as a kid and recorded myself gently opening the box and shuffling the cards. Okay, not like that. Like this. After all the sounds were created, I exported the files and imported them into FMOD, where everything was named and organized properly. In Caloop, the player interacts a lot with the segments, so a good amount of variation is needed. The segment pickup and segment place events are the most used, so they both have 4 different sound variations each. By putting those files into a multi-instrument and selecting shuffle as a playlist behavior, I ensure that all files play with equal frequency and that no file is ever selected twice in a row. To achieve an even greater amount of variation, I added random pitch modulation of 3.6 semitones to the instrument so that the chances of the player getting sonically annoyed by picking up or placing segments is very low. For the wheel spinning, I had to make a sound that plays for as long as the wheel is spinning. One way to achieve that in FMOD is by creating a loop region over an instrument. The reason why this loop works perfectly just by having a loop region covering all of the instrument is because the file itself was meticulously crafted and exported as a loop. If I had put a loop region all over a normal file instead, I would have gotten an annoying click sound each time the file looped. Now that I've explained some of the sound design process, let's move on to music. My colleague Ruben asked me to compose music with Nintendo Wii vibes, so I did my research and concluded that a lot of those vibes actually come from Latin genres. Because of that, I decided to compose in a salsa style. Let's now look at the music directly in FMOD. When the game loads, a warm pad will loop until the player hits the play button. When this happens, the parameter called music state will change from menu to gameplay. This is when things get fun. Let me explain what I did here. The structure of the composition is A-B, and there are 5 instruments: piano, electric piano, bass, percussion, and cowbell and timbales. All of the audio files of those instruments are contained in multi-instruments, except for the bass. Let's take a look at the piano A track, for example. The multi-instrument has a piano A file with 70% chance of playing and a silence instrument with 30% chance of playing. The playlist is set to random, which means that each time the A section plays, there is a 30% chance of the piano not playing, thus giving the player a rest from that instrument. Similar behavior is going to be found on the electric piano and cowbell and timbales. Now, the percussion multi-instrument is different because it will never go silent. It will randomly pick between a soft and a hard version. So, because this behavior is programmed for the B section too, this music is not predictable at all. This is very important because the player is going to be stuck with math puzzles, and we don't want to annoy him or her with a short and predictable loop. Let's listen to how I get different versions when I play the same section. Now, when the player hits the spin button, the parameter called answer is going to be set to 1, and when that happens, a synth lead will come in. That means that the player is going to enjoy a melody while the final answer is revealed. Speaking about answers, there's something I created that did not make it into the game, which is a layer that plays when the answer is wrong. Though I had a lot of fun composing and implementing this, my colleagues didn't like it, so it never saw the light. I'm always proposing fun and interesting ideas, but I'm cool with letting them go if they don't match the game's aesthetic. After all, my music should be there to enhance the game and not harm it in any way, just to showcase my skills.
Okay, that's enough.
Finally, when the player beats the game, music state changes to final victory, and a calm, short composition will let the player know that the headaches are over. At least until he or she decides to play again, of course. Ah, beautiful. I'm now going to shut the f*** up and play the game without interruption, so all of this technical stuff can hopefully make some sense. Thanks for watching, and feel free to check out my website julioreyes.com for more examples of my work. Now get ready, because we're going to play
Caloop!